I had someone ask me the other day, define excellence, define excelling in your career. You say it all the time, but what does that actually mean? The answer is quite simple, actually. Excelling in your career comes down to finding the hardest working person in the room and doubling their output. That's all it really is. And if by some miracle that person is you, the same rule applies. You have to understand something. There are a lot of people who go into the workforce or who start their careers and they half-assedly do all of their work and they expect to get promotions, accolades, this, that, and the other, pay raises, whatever. That's not how the game works. It's not. If you genuinely do want to be seen as the best, you simply have to be the best. If you want to be seen as the hardest worker, if you want to get the best chance at the promotions and the accolades and the raises, you have to be worth those things. Which means you have to be the hardest working person in the room. Bar none. Bar none. And the easiest way that I've found to gauge that is you look for the hardest working person and you try and double whatever it is that they're doing. And again, if by some miracle that's you, same rule, same thing. Same rule applies. You cannot go into the workforce and expect yourself to get ahead and to climb the ladder or do whatever it is you want to do. Maybe it applies to business too. It's the same thing. You can't expect to win if you aren't going to try your absolute hardest. And this is something that I want you to take away from this video is the mindset of the person who tries their hardest is that they never think that they've done enough. They always think there's more to do. They always go home thinking, damn it, I could have done that too. I could have done this. I could have done that. I could have not wasted so much time focusing on this task, bullshitting on it because it was already done and now I was just perfecting it, but it was done to the best of my ability, really. I should have moved to the next task, blah, 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 blah. Your brain is constantly thinking about how it can improve whatever it was that you did. That's a winner's mindset. That is the mindset of somebody who is going to be, excuse me, I just drank some water, the best at whatever it is that they do. Most people, here's how they go into the workforce. This is how they work. This is how they do business. This is how they do life. Man, I worked a little too hard today. I need to rest. I need a break. I'm stressed out. I need to slow down a little bit. I think I'm taking too much on, blah, 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 blah. The person who wins the biggest is the person who doesn't think they've ever done enough. And the people who lose, the people who do not make it in life, are the very people who think they work too hard. Do you understand the difference in mindset? Do you understand the difference in what level of performance you can get with each respective mindset? If you think for a second that you work too hard, you've already lost. You've already lost because you think you've hit your cap, you think you've hit your potential, you think you've done the absolute best that you can do when you're not even close. You're maybe 20, 30, 40% of the way there, but you have no idea what you're actually capable of. Whereas the person who sees themselves as never being able to do enough in their lives will constantly get better because they constantly are searching for every ounce of time that they can find. They squeeze time and wring it out and get as much out of their day as humanly possible. It's why there are some people, for one reason or another, they can go, they can do their job, they can have a business on the side, they can hit the gym, they can run social media accounts, and they can maintain all of their relationships all at once. There are people like that. I'm talking to you right now. And then everybody else sits there and they're just like, how do they do that? You choose to. You choose to be the best. You choose to try your hardest. You choose to squeeze time with every ounce of your being. You choose to see how far you can take your life because you never feel that you can do enough. That's a winner's mentality. And if you don't have that, guess what? You can get it. You can start thinking about, okay, I could have done this, I could have done that, I could have done that. I spent 3 hours scrolling on my phone. What could I have done with that time? I spent 2 hours playing video games. What could I have done with that time? I spent 1 hour here binging this new mini-series on YouTube. What could I have done with that time? When you start looking for those little pockets of time that you waste utterly, you'll start to come to find that the old saying, we all have 24 hours in a day, it's all how you use it, it starts to become extremely true. because you start to realize all these little pockets and windows of time that you could have used to train, that you could have used to maintain and build relationships, that you could have used to start a business, that you could have used to make content on social media because you have a certain view on the world you want to get out there, that you could have used to try even harder in your job, but instead you spent it chit-chatting on the clock. You have all of these pockets of time that you have not used, but they're there. They're there and they're ripe for the taking. You just need to shift your mind into looking for, how can I do more? What can I spend my time on? What can I cut out and replace with actual productivity, actually moving the needle forward in my life, actually getting shit done? And when you start to do that, you will start to become one of those individuals who doubles the output of everybody around them, sometimes triple, quadruple. Hell, maybe you get done more. Maybe you get more done in a week than most people get done in 6 months. Imagine that. Imagine moving at that pace in life. Imagine living that fast. Imagine getting all of the things, all of your ducks in a row for your business within a week, whereas most people take 6 months to a year to get all of that shit together because they move slowly. Imagine how fast your life would move forward if only you used your time properly. Again, if you want to define excellence, it comes down to finding the hardest working person that you know and doubling their output. And if that person is you, double you. The same rule applies. Understood? Fantastic. My name is Christopher Strobach. I get on here and I rant about anecdotal mindsets that I happen to have that I've found are extremely useful to me. My hope is that they are extremely useful to you. If you found any value in anything that I just said, the only thing that I ask is that you make use of it. If you want to connect with me, talk to me, message me, anything along those lines, I've got various links in the description. Click buttons, don't click buttons. I don't give a shit. What I do care about is that you get after it, kick some ass, and I'll see you next time.